Scanning. Synchronizing. Stabilizing. Engaged.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. This is K Rev with K's Couch. If you notice, I do have a slightly different setup. I mean, just a lot been going on. We got a lot of things happening on the couch and also in my office period. I'm definitely thankful. I'm definitely honored for what's going on right now and how things are moving and progressing. Never give up on your dreams. Never allow anything to stop you from doing what it is that you want out of your life. Be thankful and be privileged. I was working out yesterday. I was in the gym, Rockbox. Shouts out to Rockbox. Was there yesterday, and being there, focusing in on your workout is hard enough. But when you are in your peripheral and you're seeing other people just really going extremely hard, and really working hard on their path, sometimes you can get caught off guard at times if you allow yourself to seep into what they're doing. That's where, insecurity could pop in, or jealousy or other things like that can come in, and you start looking at yourself and your path and start asking yourself, what are you doing? Have I been doing enough? But it's not really for you to really worry about. The biggest part of you initiating change in your life is the fact that you initiated it. You can't worry about what somebody else is doing. You can't allow yourself to be overcritical of yourself because of somebody else is doing something different. Your path is your path. Your way of life is your way of life. And so you owe it to yourself just to stay focused on what's in front of you. You owe it to yourself to stay focused on what you decided to do for yourself. And life is awesome when you really, really think about it. You're privileged to be awake. You're privileged to actually have a heartbeat. You're privileged to be able to walk on your own and position yourself in the right perspective for yourself. So listen, stop looking at your neighbor. Stop coveting what your persons are doing. Stop allowing yourself to be distracted because of what somebody else is doing in their life. Focus on what's in front of you. Focus on the task and the life that's been given to you. Don't allow your peripheral to seep over into your neighbor and be upset because they're doing a little bit more. Focus on what's in front of you. And before you know it, you'll be doing just as much or more than what your neighbor is doing, because you found your own path. You found your own sweet spot. You found your own place that you need to be in for yourself. So today is Thankful, Thoughtful Thursday, however you would like to parallel it. I like to say that I'm thankful and thoughtful, and I'm appreciative of being here because it's so many things that's been happening, so many situations that's been coming up that could have easily taken me out of here. But I'm here this morning. And my body is awake, my mind is awake, my heart is awake. And I realize within my mindset and also within my own personal craft that I am not this body. What's inside of me is pushing this body to go to the next level. So I'm allowing myself to know that I have no limitations. The only limitations that are there is the one that I'm placing on me. The only limitations that are there is the one that I put in front of me. There are no limitations to whatever it is. And you know how you know that? If you have an imagination, everything that you see that's in your mind, everything that you can visualize that's in your head, you can have. And it is a real place. Like the things and the places that you say you want to be in, I want to partake in, those are real places. The difference between that's in your mind and the conscious moment is space and time. So what are you putting in that space and time before you get to that destination that you want to get to? You want to work out. You see your body in a chisel format, or you see yourself on an island, real places, real things, real accomplishments. But what are you doing in the middle of you getting to that place? Because it's you that determines whether you get there. Listen, so today we are excited to have every week one of our contributing writers to Standard Mag. And K's Couch is brought to you by Standard Magazine, which is the voice of the culture and the oxygen to the entrepreneur. We're also brought to you by KR3 & Co. Enterprise, which helps businesses grow and grow securely. And also Lit Chat, now that your words have fire, new social media platform that's out. Shouts out to Cornelius Elders and also Kevin Woodley, the creators of that great social media platform. Listen, so we're going to be bringing on Dr. LaTronica, and we're going to be sharing some information on, spring is coming up. Spring seasons is changing. That means, in certain areas of the country, you're dealing with pollen, you're dealing with, some sinus issues, you're dealing with, breathing issues. So, some of the particular things that you can do in order to really help yourself smoothly transition from one season to the next. So it's going to be happening today on the couch, K's Couch, after our introduction. Then we'll get a chance to be bringing on none other than Dr. LaTronica Fisher of Road to Wellness. We'll be right back.
Throughout life, one may feel he or she hasn't been heard, seen, or no one is listening. However, look up. Don't fret. There is a place for you.
Processing.
Greetings.
Access granted.
Welcome to the couch. K's Couch.
It does not say whether you're bad or good, but it is a measurement.
Every single time you go to that bathroom and you got a stream of urine flowing out, you need to be saying, praise God.
Wow.
Because that's a sign that your kidney is getting better.
Like during that time when it was a fraction of a penny, and then you held it until today, you're a multi-millionaire.
Great. And as a result of this next conference, I am going to have a number of events following the conference.
Okay, I got you.
Nobody else. Willing to open the book.
To get this knowledge that you have, you gave up a lot of personal time with family.
It's less than $40 for both.
Wow.
And I have it in a variety of colors.
I take every moment as it is. I've learned to be where my feet are.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. I'm alive.
Wonderful. Alive, alert, and I feel good.
Yes, that's it. That's the mantra. Yeah, we're definitely on our way to that.
Alert, and I feel good.
Absolutely. So how's your week been? How's everything been going?
My week has just been going great. I didn't quite understand why my energy was not focused on all the stuff going on in the world right now, but I realized that I have beamed my energy to a higher consciousness.
Okay.
And so I say that because until someone said it, I really didn't get why I wasn't glued to the TV as everyone tell me I should be. You should be glued to the TV. You should be watching the TV all day, every day with all this stuff going on in Ukraine, and because it's going to affect us here and da-da-da. But I didn't understand why I was not quite as sensitive to it energetically as I thought I should be. But then when I learned and I understood, it's because you set your radar on a whole nother level. And so you're just not too tuned in, or you tend to basically tune out all of the noise and the distractions that are around you.
Right.
So I'm excited about that, to get some revelation on that, and just to some of our community in case they're trying to understand where some of that confusion is coming from. But that was one of the things that was brought to my attention. There's just so much going on right now, from COVID. Now we're dealing with this war in Russia and Ukraine. And so there's just a lot going on. But what our job is to do is to take our community higher.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can really agree with that. And the more you focus on, the more it's going to really affect your life. But, based on what you allow to seep into your eyesight and also your ear canal, that really affects, your surroundings. It affects your body. And I mean, realistically too, what people don't realize, it does affect your health, because you're watching all this stuff that's happening. It creates unconscious stress levels in your body. And then that's the trigger moments that starts other domino effects of stress levels in your body. So, when you start allowing yourself to be, a victim, or mentally victimize yourself with things that are going on, and not telling you to be not to be aware, but not to focus on, you don't focus on, all this stuff that's happening, because it's still a way to get your attention from what's the real meaning of life is to enjoy and to stay healthy, to focus. Like I was saying in the beginning, is when you allow your peripheral to really seep into what something else or someone else is doing, then you're allowing yourself to stop what you're doing just to pay attention to what they're doing. And so when you're focusing on these wars, which is, it's important to understand things are going on, but it's going to always be something happening. It's going to always be something triggering your life to derail your attention, but you just can't focus on it.
why, right? We got to make sure they understand why, because we know war and confusion and pandemics make money.
Make money. They
It
earn
makes
money.
money. And so as long as you understand why we're going to always be facing some kind of trauma, is because it makes money. Look at all the things that have to be dispatched, all the people that have to be serviced, all the food that has to be purchased, all the different restorative facilities that has to take place. Look at all the people coming to run to help, for just our community and help out with what's going on emotionally with people. It all makes money. It's an opportunity for the country to make money. Listening to the State of the Union the other day, and Biden talking about sending billions to support Ukraine with what's going on. Just think about it. If you look around your backyard, how many of you still have problems with homelessness and people being hungry? Well, if we can send billions out of the country, then why can't we address and fix homelessness right here? If we have $1 billion to send,
Right.
you see, so being an ally and working with other countries, it gives us an opportunity to all the resources that are available. So we have to understand that this all make money. We all be like, oh, it's so sad, and I'm so sorry to hear that. And no, they know what they're doing.
Right. They know exactly what
They
they're
know
doing.
what they're doing, and they want to pull you in emotionally, because just like what you said, Kay, anytime they can pull you in emotionally, it's going to cause havoc on your body.
It will.
Don't ever
You're
forget it.
absolutely
It
right.
will cause your cells to become sick. So wherever the mind goes, the body goes. So if the mind is down, depressed, anxious, scared, living in fear, the body is going to start to develop some type of sickness in the form. It could be diabetes. It could be high blood pressure. It could be heart palpitation. It could be anxiety. It could be insomnia. It could be a myriad of things. But you have to recognize what it is.
Right. You're absolutely right. You got to recognize. And that's been sometimes with the culture, and a lot of cultures in different situations, people always don't realize what you allow into your eyesight, your ear canal, and your environment is everything. What you allow into your environment, it has a direct effect on you. And it starts with what you allow in and what you allow in here. And so what goes in affects the outside. So now is the time to really start changing. You mentioned last week, one of the first things that we have to do is, change mindset, change what we put our minds on, change what we put our eyesights on. So listen, people, I want you guys to know, in order to free yourself and position yourself to be in a really good place, you got to make sure that you take control of what you put yourself in, take control of what you allow yourself to be positioned in, to read and also hear. So the Bible talks about faith comes by hearing, but fear comes by hearing too.
Yes.
All that stuff comes by hearing and what you allow into your body.
Yes.
And so I really appreciate, again, you being a light, being an advocate for strength, an advocate for great health, not just great health, but great mindset. So I thank you. So we want to talk about a little bit now. Like I mentioned earlier, it kind of hit me while I was talking earlier. We're transitioning into a new season. So we're getting ready to go into springtime. So that means, flowers blooming, trees are green again, grass is green again. But also with this transition comes, colds and flus and allergic reactions, to sinus problems and pollen. What are some of the things, Doc, that we can do, in order to make sure that we smoothly transition from the winter months into the spring months?
Wonderful, wonderful. And one of the things I want to add, because listening to you talk, what I like about spring is that it's also a time to springboard into your
Absolutely.
new joy, your new manifestation. My
Absolutely.
son, told me that his wife is pregnant with the third girl.
Oh, wow.
So that
Wow.
was exciting. So he goes, we'll be there for Thanksgiving. And so I was so excited to hear that. So there's so many things blossoming and so many things we have to look forward to. And so that was exciting to hear. And I just think about all the new dreams and things that we have, written on our dream boards or in our dream books or manifested, that this is also a season for these things to come to fruition. We just got to stay prayed up. We got to stay focused. We got to keep our minds on it. And we got, like you said, we got to filter out the things that are not supporting the vision.
Right.
And that's extremely important, that you learn to filter out things that don't support your vision. I'm like this when it comes to hearing things. I'm like, I have a ton of vision. I just don't have the time for it, because you get to a certain point in life that you have to know that everything you want has the ability to come true, but you do have to make sure that you don't have any blocks in your mind, so that as we move into the spring season, all the things that you're starting to want, you're dreaming, you're manifesting, you're just make sure that you're not doing anything to block it. And that's self-doubt. That's self-doubt that you have the ability to handle it. So you want to make sure you're not doing that. On to a health note, just answering your question, Kay, about, we're talking about allergies and things of the season, pollen, ragweed, hay fever, all these things. One of the biggest things that I usually share with my clients that I really think keeps us stable through all seasons is that I'm a huge fan of putting my immune system in my water. I'm huge with that. So there's a couple things I'm going to talk about. The first thing is going to be making sure that every time you eat, that you are taking some kind of digest that helps you to break food down. And then at the end of the food, what it does is help to throw acid on the food to send it to the back door. Because there are a lot of food we eating now, Kate, believe it or not, that is GMO food.
Right.
Many
You're
of the
absolutely
foods
right.
we're eating are GMO. So a lot of times when people think, oh, they just allergies. I believe allergies are real, but I honestly believe the first route that we should take before we conclude you have allergies, and then because once you have the stigmatism that you have allergies, you're stuck with this the rest of your life. I have allergies.
Wow.
So when the season comes, guess what your body does? Go into allergy mode, right?
Wow.
Automatically you're like, well, here come the season. I'm going to be sick and sneezing at home and teary-eyed and with Kleenex. I believe you should rule out that a lot of the foods that you're eating are not genetically modified. And that just means things like dairy, things that are milk, cheese, all these things people need to rule out first, and wheat. Those are the top two that I promise you, if you eliminate them, you'll notice you'll have less allergies. But if you're over the age of 40, which I am in that category, I believe in taking enzymes before I eat all meals. What are enzymes, Dr. Fisher? Enzymes, when you take in food, they break down carbohydrates, they break down dairy, they break down proteins, they break down fat. So how as we get older, we tend to get that extra padding in our midsection.
Absolutely.
That's because our ability to digest and break food down has diminished somewhat. So that's why it's important to take enzymes before you eat and take a little bit of HCl after your meals. What is HCl? It's like acid. It's like anytime you throw acid on something, what is it going to do? Burn it up. So the goal is to throw HCl onto the food after you eat. It burns it all up and sends it to the back door. That's what you want to happen. Okay. That eliminates allergies. I've seen almost 80% of the time.
Wow.
Wow. And then the second thing I do that I think has kept me during COVID, keeps my immune system going, is I believe in putting essential oils in my water. There are essential oils to help you with digestion. There are essential oils to keep your immune system up. And that's something you want to put in your water every single day. And if you want to know what those are, you can call us. We can get you enrolled and get you signed up to order them. But I put that in my water every day. It's like clockwork because they help with digestion. They help keep your immune system up. And they're all plant-based, but they're all oils are not equal. You want oils that are ingestible, that you could basically place in your water and drink them. And they just taste so yummy to me. So that's what I like to do in terms of during all year round is make sure I cover my gut and make sure I keep my immune system strong.
Love that. So we got to make sure people listen. You got to make sure you check your food, what you're eating, because GMOs, especially when you're going out to eat all the time, you got to know that that is not healthy at all. It's enough trying to do a positive grocery list and grocery store check. Then you're going out to eat and eating food that you don't know who's preparing it all the time. And then you also don't know what's in it. So it's just understanding that what your allergies are triggered based on what we're listening to with our great doctor, and what I'm actually putting two and two together too for myself, that a lot of allergies start with what you're feeding yourself. And so you have to really rule out a lot of stuff. And then with the added digest, which I'm on, and I guess you got to get some more from you, it really helps with the food breakdown and also help with that gut. What I want you guys to understand, that a lot of diseases that are out here, cancers, diabetes, a lot of this stuff actually is centered around what's inside of the stomach. Absolutely. And so you guys got to understand that those with big bellies, you look at your belly. You could be looking at cancer. You could be looking at the forms of diabetes. You could be looking at a whole lot of stuff. And so Doctor, I really appreciate that. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. And you mentioned essential oils. We're going to talk about real quick. We're going to talk about that when we come back on how individuals can get more acquainted with the essential oils with the loyalty program. The loyalty program is a program that you can actually be a part of, and the doctor's going to talk to you about that once we come back from our sponsors. So I really appreciate you being here. So 1 second, and we're going to get ready to go and pay tribute to our sponsors. Be right back. Now, as being a holistic doctor, what are maybe one little trinket of information that you can give us on how to make sure that we stay connected to our health in the time of a pandemic?
We need to be drinking water and exercising.
Okay.
That's the best thing I can tell people. If they don't want to do anything and they don't want to pay for anything, you must be exercising. It's not negotiable anymore. Gotcha. It's not negotiable anymore, because exercising is what helps balance the hormones. It helps detox the body. It helps improve circulation. It's the best way to continue to build bones. It's the best way to help build your immune system. So that's the one token you can do to help improve your system while we're dealing with this virus. And you must drink water, and the water does not need to have sugar or additives, and water does not mean alcohol, juices, Kool-Aid. You know how growing up we used to have that red Kool-Aid.
Absolutely.
It does not include any of that. It's just water.
Life is filled with many unexpectancies. If something happened to you today, heart attack, cancer, stroke, or diagnosed with anything terminal, are you prepared for what's next? Only 1 out of 4 to 5 Americans have considered that life is unexpected, uncertain, and has some uncontrollable risk. Are you that 4 to 5 that hasn't taken action yet? Call right now for your free quote. Tomorrow's not promised. The protection of your legacy depends on what choice you make in this moment. Call right now.
Dublin, Georgia, let's get ready for a night of elegance.
You have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you almost make me fall in love. If you keep this up, then I'll let you in. Oh, wanna get you closer to my body. Wanna feel your hands all over me. Gotta make them jealous, everybody. Cause you know we got it, chemistry. I get all around me. I get chemistry. I get you and me. You know we got it, chemistry. You make all my problems feel miles away. Nothing in this world made sense up till today. I can see the colors now, no black and white. If you keep this up, then I'll stay the night. Cause you have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you.
The time is now for Supernatural Wealth Transfer for Kingdom citizens. Experience a time of transformation and empowerment at our 9th annual Call to Wealth International Summit. This one-of-a-kind event will be held at the luxurious Ritz-Carlton Aruba Resort, July 27th to the 30th. Fiery sunsets and calm turquoise water are the backdrop for your time of relaxation and rejuvenation. Event hosts are Paul and Angela Pipersberg. Our speakers will pull back the curtain on proven systems and strategies that has built their wealth portfolio. You will learn how to navigate this new economy through trading and accumulating digital assets. Special thanks to our diamond sponsor to date, Donnies Connerly, Citadel Community Development. Register now, www.angelapipersberg.com. Sponsorship and vendor opportunities are also available. Call 856-414-0818 for more information. See you in Aruba, your happy place.
And we're back with K's Couch with the great Dr. LaTronica. Dr. LaTronica Fisher with Road to Wellness. We're privileged to have her here on Thursdays every week to discuss the importance of health and also at the same time understand what your position is as a responsible party to taking care of your health. So listen, we're back. We're about to wrap up. And I thank you again, Dr. LaTronica, for being available to us today. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And thank you for wanting to share this to our community, because a lot of people still not aware that natural health is actually a real thing. It's not just eating some vegetables and that's it. There are actually things we could do to stay well that gives us the edge over the person who is unhealthy or overweight or sick all the time or on medications. There is actually a way to get a cutting edge over your health and your life. And that's what we want to share with people. And a lot of people are not open-minded to it because of the main media. It really, there's always tell people there's $1 trillion industry market against you to be on drugs and to be unhealthy and to eat all the newest burgers, at the burger joints, and eat the new Beyond Burger at Burger King, and try all the new Beyond Chicken at KFC. And so how do you get around it? How do you navigate around it? Because like I said, it's $1 trillion industry to keep you unhealthy. But if you stay connected and you stay glued to where we're trying to lead you, I tell people sometimes it is a little boring. It is. Just a little bit.
That's a little bit.
But I tell you, it is so much fun to feel good and to jump out of bed with so much vibrancy and so much excitement in the morning, ready to go get in that workout class, and ready to just feel energized for the day and be able to take on the world. As long as you have a purpose in life, it will minimize how boring it is to be completely healthy and not try to diminish your quality of life. It will minimize that. You just got to have something that's purposeful in life that's driving you. And that's what makes it all exciting.
Wow. That is so great. That is so great. Again, thank you so much for sharing. Before we go, I do want to talk real quick about, you mentioned essential oils before the break. Let's talk about how we can actually get enrolled with utilizing these essential oils with the loyalty program. Tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, awesome. So our loyalty program is a program that we've designed to help people to stay well, because a lot of times, like what I just said, that some people don't know that this path exists. So how do you enter into this path and still it be somewhat affordable so that you can understand what the road to wellness means? So the loyalty program is a program we created that allows you to basically have a consultation if you're needing it, if you're confused about how to do something, how to eat. There's a program that allows you to be able to consult with me. In that program, we also make sure you have some of the products that you need in order for whatever's going on. If you having blood sugar issues, we're going to make recommendations for what you need for blood sugar. If it's weight, we're going to make recommendations. Our biggest one, of course, is blood pressure. We make recommendations for blood pressure. And so what we do as a part of the program, it includes products and services, and we guide you on how to take them. And so the goal is to stay well 365 days of the year.
Absolutely.
That is the goal. And if you take your eyes off of it and then you put your eyes on that TV, it will set you back. It will set you back. So that's why we want you to focus on you and staying well. So I always tell people, if you enroll in the loyalty program and for some reason during that year you get sick, that means you took your eyes off the prize. I've had people that they'll try other things, do other things, go and purchase other things, and then they wonder what happened. And so what happened is that they just interrupted the path of wellness that they had for themselves. And so it's so easy not to, because you see everything on the website, everything on YouTube. Right now we're overloaded with information. We are overloaded. And so you have to begin to decipher what's important, what's not. So what we did was created the program so that we could help you stay focused on what's most important. And the only reason why it's easy to kind of shift is because a lot of times you feel like, you're doing well and you want to do even better. And so somebody has a great marketing aspect that you thought, well, let me just try this. But one of the biggest things I tell people when they're always trying new things that they see is that, yeah, you have doctors that are marketing great products. You have doctors who have wonderful funnels that are set up excellent on YouTube, pull you in, draw you in. But I will tell you what I have found. And right now, I'm going to say 100% of them that I see on YouTube that are marketing, that are big names, is their products have fillers and junk and trash in them.
Whoa.
They are big name people, and they're selling a product with their name on it, but they don't understand the industry of product quality.
Wow.
You see, that's what I understand, the quality of the product. And so that's how come, a lot of times people get entrapped into these things because they really don't know how to read and understand what you're buying. It's just that the face behind the product has marketed and they have credentials. And so you think they understand actually how to sell a product. They do understand how to sell it, but they don't understand how to manufacture it.
Wow, I like
Okay.
that. Okay,
So with our loyalty program, like I said, one of the biggest things that's a part of our program is always going to be essential oils. Why? Because it's 100% plant-based. We use only CPTG certified oils. That just means that they're certified pure therapeutic grade. That means they work. Many of them have FDA approved. They actually have a lot of pharmaceutical oils that actually work very, very nicely. And so they can be ingested. And so that's why it's important. So we make recommendations on which oils is going to help to regenerate cells. We make recommendations on which one is going to optimize your immune system. And you basically just put them in your water and you just drink them every day.
Wow.
And that's what I do. And I don't miss a beat. There is just not a day I can go without drinking my essential oils in my water because they are so profound. I use them for my lotion. I use them for my deodorant. I use them to spray in my hair. I put them on my face. I just put them everywhere because they're so therapeutic. And so guiding people on how to use them and is a challenge for us because even when I attend many conferences on people understanding how to use essential oils, there's not too many that look like us.
I'm not surprised.
And that's because we don't understand how therapeutic they can be. And so I'm here to be a presence for our community so that that I'm a huge advocate of them because I use them, and everyone in my house, my house, and in my office, I have using them, and we've all become extremely addicted to them. From diffusing, I have like 4 diffusers going in my office right now.
Wow.
So every time people come in, they be like, "It smells so good. Can you just order me whatever that is you have going right now?"
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like just whatever you have going, order me that.
Wow.
So it's just wonderful because right now with everything going, everybody should have some citrus bliss and bloom and lavender and all those things just going, diffusing in your house because it keeps your environment clean, it keeps you happy, it keeps your spirit up. And right now, I just think this is our new norm.
It is. I would say it's the new norm.
Yeah.
So how can we participate in the loyalty program? What's the best way to do it? I know we got basically one of the biggest ways, and we'll get ready to wrap up here. If you got your camera, you see this QR code at the top. You take your phone, and then you click in on the camera. And when you do that, what populates is Dr. LaTronica Fisher's website. And here you will be in a position to where that you can position yourself to be a part of the loyalty program. And I'm going to say, I'm not just a person that just talks about it. I have someone endeared to me that actually gave me life that's a part of this program who have learned so much. My mom is a part of this program and she's doing very well. She's learned a lot about the oils. She learned a lot about what to do. She's learned what not to do. She's learned.
Your mom is a pillar. There is just not enough words to express how engaged your mom is. And I just think that if it's okay to tell her age, I think you should let people know that if she can do it, they can do it as well. She is progressive. She likes to learn. I see her on all the calls, and I'm always in awe. I'm always in awe of how engaged she is with learning, because at first she was really quiet and kind of shy, but she is on those calls and she is so engaged. And so I'm just really proud of her. And I have to say that because I know, they know that this is a show and we're talking, but we're transparent and we're honest and we're telling the truth. And we want our community to know that we're right there with them and that we have real live examples of even
Yep.
my grandmother's in the program, and my grandmother's 84 years old. And
Wow.
she comes every single month to see me. I have her on essential oils. Now, this past month, she snuck in here and had some cholesterol medicine, and her cholesterol levels are normal. I said, who put you on that? Because she
Wow.
came complaining because she has leg pain. And this is why I was telling you, a lot of times when people stray from it and don't seek advice, they kind of
Right.
just do what they need to do. And I just took her stuff and threw it in the trash.
Wow.
So she told my mom, she said, she threw my medicine in the trash. Yeah.
But this is phenomenal, and I'm not going to hold you too much longer, but this is phenomenal. I want people to understand this is a real thing. The loyalty program is great. You get essential oils, you get knowledge, you're in a huge community that is actually doing really, really, really well. And a lot of it is led by Dr. LaTronica and also other of her partners that are with her that are actually sharing the good news of having, being a part of this program and having these essential oils in your oil cabinet. So, but listen, Doc, thank you so much for being available for us this week. And you got a request from Sansaray she feel like this is very fantastic information. Would love to have you on her women's conference tour.
Oh, nice.
And so there's that, and quite a few people have just really been digging into the information. So, I really appreciate you being not just a contributing writer with us with Standard, but also being just a contributor to the community. So you can find her here, Facebook, Dr. LaTronica Fisher. You can find her on Instagram, Dr. Fisher R2W. You can find her on LinkedIn, Dr. Fisher R2 Road to Wellness. You can also find her on the website, drlatonicafisher.com. And most importantly, if you got the time, make the time. You get a 15-minute free consultation with them in the office at 713-520-8188. 713-520-8188. So listen, Doc, thank you so much for being available. And I know you got a couple meetings coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go here. But give me 1 second after we outro, and then we'll be done. But listen, everybody, you take care of yourself. You have one life. Love life and live love. You only have one. So you enjoy your weekend and have a great and blessed day. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. It's been the Couch. It's been Kay's Couch.
Ooh.